Hey, what's going on, everybody? So, late night video. I'm going to be making a video today on Bitfarms and Bitfarms against IREN and Bitfarms against WULF. So, I'll start off on just a regular Bitfarms chart. And we have here, I was talking about this in my other videos when I was talking about miners. So, Bitfarms is now printing a green dot on the weekly with a positive VWAP crossover and stochastic on the weekly curving up. I believe money flow is pointed up just a tad bit as well, so that's a good sign. And here, I'll take off this Fibonacci real quick. And like I said, you just need one good day to get back above, start getting back above these EMAs. We're finding resistance right now at the 21 weekly and 200 weekly moving averages. But just a couple more days and we're back above them, right? And they start curving up. So these miners are very volatile. They're small caps. That's how it is. Just turning them off, make it a little more cleaner. So we're starting to break out of this little pennant that we've been in for a bit. And if I pull up a Fibonacci here, we go from this high, wick high, to wick low, the recent low, right, and the most recent high. I'll move over this Fibonacci. We can start looking at upward price targets, right, and resistance levels. So first of all, again, a confluence of those EMAs is the 0.236 at 2.08 cents. We found resistance there. If we can get higher time frame closures, like a daily and a weekly time frame, we can look for 243 at the 0.382 level, right? And so on and so forth. I do believe that Bitfarms did bottom at 152. So if that's the case, I see it ultimately at least going to the 50% retracement and golden pocket. 50% retracement is at $2.72, and the golden pocket is at $3 to $3.07. Okay, that's for just short-term price action, maybe in the next couple of weeks. Now, I believe that we're going to get a good summer rally. So if that's the case, I do see Bitfarms breaking above 391, which was its February high. Now, if we break above 391, the next target would be $5.39 and possibly even a $7.78 Bitfarm. Sounds kind of crazy because for where it's at right now to $5.39, it's a 164% move, and to $7.78, that's a 281% move. It sounds a bit nuts, but if we look back, this is the weekly time frame, by the way. We've seen back in December 14th, 2020, it went from 47 cents. I don't even want to count this wick because what the hell was that? If it was real or not. We'll just go to this wick here. In a matter of 28 days, it went up 872%, right? From 40 something cents to $4.60, right? So miners are very volatile. All miners are, and volatility, price action to the upside in a bull market after the halving, it can happen very quickly. It can catch a lot of people off guard. So I wouldn't say it's too unrealistic to get to $5 and $7 Bitfarm this summer. So that's the weekly time frame. It looks great. Especially this would be a bullish divergence on the weekly as well for momentum waves. I forgot to mention that. A little, even swing, maybe a little swing low, kind of, but a swing high on price action. That's a bit of a bullish divergence. Okay. And also VWAP as well. A bit of a bullish divergence here. Swing low. Oh, wait, never mind. Sorry, what the hell? What the fuck am I talking about? Sorry, I'm tired, boys and girls. End of the night. But overall, extremely bullish on the weekly time frame for Bitfarms. When money flow up, VWAP positive, stochastic is starting to curve up, and green dot is printing in the negative almost 40 range. So a very good look heading into the summer. Now we can go to the daily time frame. I'll take off this fib. I do see eventually Bitfarms having a little correction though. If well, actually, I'll talk about that now and go to the 4 hour time frame. So I'm saying this because VWAP is having bearish divergences, right? It's overextended while price action continues up. So I do see a short term little correction, and I think that would be a good buying opportunity in my opinion. I know I'll be buying some. So if we pull a fib, see that was the high at 212 it hit today. It could have start bouncing from 199, definitely possible. But if this VWAP starts to reset and we get a red dot on the 4 hour and stochastic can come down, we could probably get down to around 182, which is the 50% retracement of this move, and also the golden pocket at 189 to 191. That would be, in my opinion, good buying opportunity for a very short term correction. And I would want, if 152 was the low, that would have to be higher lows being formed, right? At the 180s or 190s before continuing higher. Okay. If it starts just to break down, if price action breaks down under 170, that low at 152 can be tested again. Okay. So now the daily time frame. So unlike the 4 hour where VWAP is getting divergences, VWAP on the daily hasn't yet. So I do see ultimately this move continuing over the next week or so. Because VWAP is probably going to do a little something like this, come a little higher, but then come lower, then a lower high on VWAP before rolling over. But price action is going to be making higher highs. All right, so a bearish divergence, right? But then that would ultimately probably bring us to make a higher low on the daily time frame before consolidation and continuing higher. In my opinion, this is, I'm trying to think ahead of the game. Because you gotta have a little plan. This is what trading is, and analyzing charts. You gotta look at stuff like this. So overall, Bitfarms looks like it's starting to gain some good strength. Okay, definitely. Now, I'll dig into the Bitfarms against IREN chart. And like I said in my video yesterday, I did sell all of my IREN and put it into Bitfarms yesterday. Now that doesn't. I'm not bearish on IREN at all. I think it's extremely great miner. I think it's very bullish. It's going to have a lot of gains, but I do see Bitfarms outperforming it at least in the medium term. And I say that because look, this is an overall Bitfarms against IREN. So if Bitfarms is going up against IREN, that doesn't mean that IREN's going down on its single chart. IREN compared to the dollar. IREN is probably still going up. Just Bitfarms is getting more percent. It's getting more gains than IREN. This is what this chart is showing. Okay. It's in an overall big range. It's hitting the bottom of a range. All right, a zone in the bottom of a range, while the weekly is eventually going to print a massive green dot and there's bullish divergence on the weekly VWAP. This is eventually going to have to turn positive. It's going to in the coming weeks, most likely. A very high chance. Okay, it can't just stay negative like this unless the shit goes to zero. But it's probably not going to zero, right? So this is going to turn positive again and start to print a green dot, a massive green dot, a big green dot, first one ever on the weekly time frame, and stochastic will start to come up as well. So I see Bitfarms outperforming IREN in the coming weeks. Also, it's Bitfarms against IREN. It's very far away from its EMAs. what's likely to happen is this is going to have a little mean reversion type of play at least. Okay. We're in the markets to make money, right? Don't get married to your assets. All right. So weekly time frame is obviously a longer term, higher time frame look. Coming weeks, I see it outperforming. If we go to a daily time frame, we can see it today. It started to outperform it today. So it's going to print a big green dot again, and VWAP crossover is going to turn positive. It looks like as well. And stochastic on the daily can start to come up too with this big green dot that's eventually going to print. So, like I said with mean reversion, it's far away from the daily 21 EMA and can come up close to it, find some resistance at it, then retest this. So in the short term as well, Bitfarms is probably going to outperform IREN. Okay. But on the weekly look, I'm looking to I'm looking for a summer rally. Okay, we're near the end of May, so we got another couple of months. So this weekly time frame is going to be my best friend. Okay. Overall, I see Bitfarms eventually outperforming IREN. This looks good. If we get a bounce here like we've had in the past, this bottom zone range, I mean, ultimately, you can see it getting back to the 0.37s. Most likely, this 50% retracement of the range at 0.43 for Bitfarms against IREN. Now, if I do Bitfarms against WULF, which is another one that I'm still currently in WULF, and I am going to likely switch my WULF into Bitfarms as well, just like I did with my IREN. So, as we can see on the daily, it's just in a big like upwards channel, pretty much, getting higher lows, and it got a bounce at this zone, right? While momentum waves made bullish divergences, and it's also curving up. That's a nice look. A very nice look. Now, if we go to a weekly, it printed a green dot last week with positive VWAP crossover, money flow pointed up, and stochastic momentum pointed up. So Bitfarms is already outperforming WULF pretty well. Okay, it's currently up from the low of the zone of support almost 40% in just a week and a half or so, right? So that's very good. I expect this to happen with Bitfarms against IREN. But we see it here on WULF. And if we come down to the short-term time frame, here very soon I'm going to switch my WULFs to Bitfarm. And I say that because this VWAP is getting bearish divergence. So WULF is probably going to outperform Bitfarms and probably a tiny, tiny bit for like a day or two, maybe. So like a little bit, a couple of days before Bitfarms starts to outperform it probably again. If this upturn continues, right? So overall, Bitfarms is gaining strength, and it's also gaining strength against IREN and WULF. Okay, so just keeping it there. I just want to say I'm not bearish on WULF or IREN. I'm still extremely bullish on them, but I'm in the markets to make money. Okay, and if I can see an opportunity to rotate some assets into an asset that looks like it's going to outperform the others, I'm going to take that all day. Okay, don't fall in love with anything, any of your assets. And at the end of the day, we're in the markets to make money, right? So, peace out, guys. Have a good one. Peace.